man, this is a trip down nostalgia road. I'm gonna tell you right now. Angel Beats, right? This was originally an anime only, but then later on a manga was created. And it is done by PA Works. This is one of those shows where I watched it before I realized that, like, anime as a whole was a thing. Like, I just watched it and thought it was like some kind of cartoon or something. And, oh man, do I have some memories about this show. This show is, oh, it takes me back. It's a while back. But basically, you have this guy, Otonashi, right? He ends up waking up in this weird, new, mysterious world. It's a school. And he's like, what's going on? And then there's this girl, Yuri, who is like, listen, dude, you died. And this is the afterlife. And we have to kill this girl. This girl named Angel. Or they call her Angel, but her name is actually... Tachibana, right? Tachibana. And so they're like, we have to kill her in order to escape this purgatory and be reincarnated of some sort. And he ends up joining this group who they keep trying to rename themselves. I think they renamed themselves like the Not Dead Battlefront, right? Something like that. And so he ends up joining. He's like, fine, I'll help you out. And it turns out that I'm about to spoil this entire series, so forgive me if you haven't watched this. I very highly recommend that you watch this. But it turns out that Angel, Tachibana, she isn't like this evil NPC. Like, it's revealed that at this school, you can't leave the school, and all the other students are like basically NPCs. Like, they just have a routine that they do every day, and they have to end up going to class, because if they don't go to the class, then Angel will realize what they're doing and she'll kind of kill them. I don't know. They don't really she doesn't really do anything. She more so does things out of self-defense. Like, if they're shooting at her, she has like these blades that she can create out of her arm, and she like deflects the bullets of such. But they end up doing like these little missions where like they'll get free like meal tickets, or they'll go down into the underdepths of the school to get like a new weapon for the guy. And they all have like, all the characters, they have, you could say they're like one-dimensional, and that they have this sort of trait. There's the guy who is like super cool guy, and he has a giant battle axe, and he's like, I don't like the new guy. There's the best friend character that Otonashi gets, who is just like, hey, best friend, I'm best friend, how you doing? It's just like, okay. But then it comes to the episodes where they explain to these characters that they all have like these sort of, not really tragic, but like backgrounds, right, of like regret, or perhaps failure, or perhaps they fell on tough times of some sort. There's this character whose name is escaping me right now. Give me one moment. You have this character, Masami, right? She was a talented guitar player, and she can sing as well. And in the afterlife, she has this band called the Girls Dead Monster. And she ends up, you end up showing that she was part of this abusive family, and one thing led to another, and she ended up getting hit in the head, and she ended up dying because of it. And it's this whole thing of, in the episode, she finally gets to sing this song and sing her heart out and be the artist that she always wanted to be, and then she disappears. And it's revealed that, like, once you sort of fulfill the thing that you've been wanting, like your desire, you fulfill your regret, perhaps, it's revealed that you get this, I believe they call it obliterated. Like, you get obliterated, and it means you move on from the afterlife. And Hinata, who is Otonashi's best friend, I just remembered his name. I'm looking at a list of names, so I'm remembering them as I go. But Hinata's thing was that, like, he wanted to be like a baseball all-star, and he was going, they play this match against the baseball team, and this is very much like a comedy sort of slice of life, supernatural drama-esque. Like, you could just throw genres at this thing basically, and it'll land in it somewhere. And so then we learn, I want to say like halfway through, maybe somewhere around there, we learn that basically Tachibana is not some evil NPC sent there to kill them. She's not some like crazy death machine kind of thing. She's just a normal girl who also passed away and is stuck in the afterlife. And then we get the new villain, who is Ayato, I believe is his name. He's like the vice student council president, because what's her name? Tachibana was the student council president, but then she gets demoted because she ends up joining the, I guess you could say, like good guys but bad guys in this sense. But later on, he ends up becoming also part of the battlefront, and you get revealed that like his older brother was this like master. Oh, forgive me, I just burped. He was this master of pottery, and he showed huge potential to be like his father, but he ended up passing away. So then Ayato has to take up the mantle of being his brother, and it's this whole thing. And this show is very, I don't know how to describe it. It's one of those shows where you put it on and you don't realize that you're already like 5 episodes in, and you're just like, oh, I guess that happened. I need to go eat something because it's been hours. But I can very highly recommend this thing dubbed as well. I watched it dubbed 2 times actually. I've rewatched this because it's such a good show. There's a lot of supporting characters here. There is this guy named TK who is just like this super cool, like rad, like yo killer dude kind of thing. There's the ninja girl Sheena, who loves anything adorable. That's her weakness, is that she loves adorable things. There's so many characters here. It's a huge cast of characters. They get enough screen time, I guess you could say. Oh, I just remembered. There's this character named Takayama, right? And he's like this super genius hacker, except every time he does a hacking thing, they're like, good job, Takayama. And he goes like, I told you to call me Christ. And it's like, this is this whole thing. There's characters that are sort of one note, and there's characters that sort of evolve past their just like slapped on trait kind of thing. I don't know. I really like the show. But I bet you're wondering like what's the big plot twist? What's the reveal? What's the kicker? What's the thing at the end that's like, whoa? Well, slowly but surely everyone starts getting obliterated. To start moving past the afterlife, and it comes down to a point where Otonashi starts remembering, because like when you go over to the afterlife, you lose your memories of your previous life. And Otonashi starts remembering that he had like this little sister that he was taking care of, and he was like doing jobs. He wasn't going to school, and he was in like this train car accident, and or like a train tunnel accident, like the tunnel caved in, and they were like, we gotta hold out till rescue comes. And unfortunately, Otonashi, he gets out this donor card, right? Because you can like if you die, you can donate your organs, and he ends up filling it out. And he ends up passing away, but after he does, like as soon as he does, the rescue team shows up, and it's just like, oh man, that sucks. And it turns out because Tachibana had his heart the whole time. It was this thing, I believe he like hears her heartbeat, and he realizes like, wait a minute, you have my heart. And oh man, I can't really remember. I know that like they all do end up passing on, and it's shown that they're reincarnated, and Otonashi like runs into Tachibana again, like in the real world, not like in the afterlife. It was, I remember the ending, it happens where like she sees him and she's like, she follows after him. It's kind of like a wait kind of thing. And I remember as it ended, I just went, no, like a whole thing. I was just like, oh man, this is good. It's a good thing. I'm going down nostalgia train right now. I'm so sorry. It's just like, it's a whole thing. Angel Beats, man. Definitely watch it. Watch it dubbed. I would recommend, if you're an English speaker, watch it dubbed. If you're not an English speaker, well, then I don't know how you got here. But either way, I'd say watch it dubbed. Watch Angel Beats. It's an old favorite of mine. I'm pretty sure some other people will love it too. Yeah, it's all good. As always, thanks for listening. Have a great day. Check the links in the description and subscribe for future rambles.